So Keane Monaghan confirmed out. James Jack keeps his interest alive in this tournament. And now we see a really appetising contest. Chris Melling, one of the best players to hold a cue at the moment. And Alan Dickson, who's won 2 out of 2. He's beaten Liam Dunster and Dennis Taylor.
I wouldn't say the surprise package of yesterday, because I think Alan's a very good player. But it was a surprise to see him beat Liam so comfortably yesterday. Got his tournament off to a great start, and 2 from 2. He's in a very strong position in this group, as is Chris Melling. Chris Melling not confirmed through to the quarterfinals yet, but a point here would be enough. Even a loss here and it'd be highly unlikely for him not to make the quarterfinals, but he'd rather confirm it off his own cue rather than rely on other results. Star player yesterday for me was Callum Singleton, but Chris Melling was very entertaining. Played some incredibly high quality pool. Brilliant match with Liam Dunster that ended in a draw. Just taking out finishes quickly and stylishly and making them look simple.
He's had 2 draws, hasn't he, Dunster? 2 draws and a defeat.
2 draws and a defeat. He's not officially out. Still needs to win his last match to have any hope. Yeah, the group as it stands, Chris Melling on 5 points at the top of the table with 2 wins and a draw. Alan Dickson with 2 wins from 2 on 4 points, but of course he has a match after this to come. This is Chris Melling's last match. Liam Dunster is 3rd in the group with 2 points after 3 matches. So he has 1 more match to come against Dennis Taylor. George Tierney has 1 point from his 2 matches, and Dennis Taylor has no points from his 2 matches. So getting to 5 points. If Alan was to get a point here, he'd be through as well. A Chris Melling victory here makes the group very interesting. Alan Dickson will not want to see that. Watched the last match from the arena, and there's quite a few more in the crowd than I think is quite coming across at the moment. As the atmosphere is building slowly. They're not as boisterous as they were last night, but that's understandable for this early morning session.
Oh, I didn't want that. Mistake. Now then, does he go up and down? Appears the only shot.
Yeah, he shouldn't miss this. Player of Chris's ability.
No, he's got it. Oh dear, it was all about where the white ended.
Yeah, I think he was actually trying to play that off 2 cushions, catch the side cushion before the yellow, and that would just free the white away from the corner. He just caught it a little bit thick.
Oh, that's a good contact. Where's it going? Well, it's going to cost him the frame, but what an effort.
I think Chris Melling is probably the best player in the world I've ever seen in those sorts of situations. He wasn't just trying to hit that and hope. He had a plan, and he wasn't far away. Well, it's a good start for Alan Dickson. Gets the first frame on the board. It's not the start that anyone else in the group wanted to see either. Plenty more time to come in this match, though. Plenty can happen. Chris Melling gets first opportunity in frame 2. Not the best of breaks from Allen, but plenty of ball movement. Just couldn't make one. Well, Chris is on the red to the right centre, and Reds are a really good chance. They look quite congested, but they've all got a pocket. 2 in the bottom half of the table are probably the most awkward. Can't tell whether either of them go to the bottom left. If one of them does, it makes the other one easier. If not, he's going to require a very good positional shot to land low on them. I didn't have the full pocket, played that off the jaw, played it very well. Now in perfect position. Could be a very quick response here from Chris Melling.
It doesn't often break down when he's amongst the balls. The odd cannon here or there to hold position, as you've just seen. Very swiftly indeed it'll be frame over. A bit of a hefty bounce there, but no problem. In it goes. Dickson struck first, Melling hits back. And we're back all square at 1-1.
I think with Chris Melling, he just makes the game look incredibly easy. Had to be really precise with 3 or 4 shots in the middle of that visit to make that look as easy as he did, and he was. And then once he got into perfect position, flies through the rest of the frame, double quick time.
This is going to be a very interesting in 11 and a half minutes in the destiny of the entire group.
Yeah, there's not just 2 players invested in this match. All 5 players in this group will be heavily invested in what happens over the next 11 minutes or so. It's not the usual extreme power break from Chris Melling. We saw a couple of breaks yesterday that he just destroyed the pack with. Spread them far and wide. Didn't quite get the explosion right this time.
Great chance for 2-1 Dickson.
It's just that yellow he's brushed by. That's the
I was
one
just
that's
about to say that was the only one causing him concern. I was wondering how he's going to manoeuvre that.
I think he was playing on it, or he's going to play it now. He just got into the white on the previous shot, just a fraction too much.
Well played. And suddenly it's a clean run through. It's the halfway point. Shot clock, 15 seconds. What's he going to do with this white?
He's overrun it.
Yeah, he didn't. That was almost a 2 cushion. It was certainly supposed to be a 1 cushion positional shot. Still goes. It's tough. Yeah, it looked missable, didn't it?
Yeah, a couple of positional shots on the trot cost him. It didn't land on the right angle on the last ball onto the black. Still felt there was enough room for him to land nicer on the black than he did. And I still actually am surprised to see him miss the black the way he's played so far this weekend. I think this red now squeezes by the black, which opens everything up for Chris Melling.
Yeah, you don't want to carve your way through a frame and miss the last black against anyone, really, but if you're going to have a choice of opponents not to do it against, you won't give this guy the chance.
And in pretty quick time, Chris Melling completes the response, and he goes in front when it looked like he was going behind.
Yeah, he was always going to steal that. One mistake and he's pounced, and it's Melling who leads 2-1.
Just trying to work out the permutations for the group. If Chris Melling wins, it keeps everything very interesting all the way through. If Alan Dickson wins, he would go through. It would knock Liam Dunster out, and it would knock Dennis Taylor out of the competition. Chris Melling wouldn't be guaranteed as through. George Tierney could win his last 2 matches to tie Chris Melling on 5 points. A draw sends both these guys through. Oh, lovely shot. Chris Melling showcasing why he is regarded as one of the best players. The cannons and the control he has around the table really is just brilliant to watch. He played 2 or 3 just delicate and delightful cannons yesterday just to open up frames when it looked tricky. And he's going to need another one to get this frame opened up. I think this time he may be looking at the red off the black. I'm not sure if that's an option or not, but it's the red by the black that's causing him all the problems. Well, it's not perfect, but he's on this red.
And this is what he does, Chris Melling. Pulling away. 3 frames to 1. 1 away from victory. 1 away from securing his place in tonight's quarterfinals of these Taom Shootout Grand Finals. 3-1 he leads in a race to 4.
And that's what top players do. Alan Dickson made the bad mistake not potting the black to go 2-1 in front. Chris responded, and he's responded once again. Alan hasn't touched the table since. Gone from looking like you're about to go 2-1 ahead to being 3-1 down in just a couple of minutes. Really severe stuff at the elite level of pool.
In goes yellow, top left. Opportunity to close this out. That would send Melling through the group unbeaten, albeit with one draw. Would put him top on 7 points and uncatchable.
And this might not take long. The yellow does go to the top right. Might not have the full pocket, but it goes. And the rest of these yellows are, well, they're just sitting so nicely for Chris Melling. It's another brilliant performance from Chris. He really looking like the favourite for this tournament.
And there we go. Chris Melling making the game look ridiculously easy. The magician waves his wand to book a place in the quarterfinals tonight of these Taom Shootout Grand Finals. Melling through. And we've got a real contest next. George Tierney against Dennis Taylor is in just a couple of minutes' time. Treat for this one. Dennis Taylor and George Tierney in the same group. In fact, Dennis is probably the one man who should have beaten you, Chris, so far, I would say.
Yeah, to put George favourite just because he's a pool player, and he's a lot better than what people think he is. You know, he goes under the radar, he plays a lot of money matches, and he's a very, very capable player.
He tends to come into the equation. You shouldn't need to be mentally counting if you know how fast you play. I guess the key is knowing as you step to